Cause I be sparking and rushing mad like inside the dark. Call me Bill Snatcher, just a brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifesting. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my state like a lot.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And for anime only fans, this is the time I'm for. A lot of the content that we talk about here on the channel is gonna be spoiler heavy, so I thank you for your support. However, if you're still here, I'm assuming you guys are all caught up with the manga and you do not care about me talking about spoilers. So with all that being said, I'm going to assume that you've, number one, hit the like button, because hitting the like button is an easy way to make Himawari smile, and you do not want Himawari to cry, so have a big heart, hit that like button. It costs you absolutely nothing. So getting right into the actual discussion, I want to talk to you guys about the character Ada, and in particular, I want to talk to you guys about Ada betraying Code and why we saw more foreshadowing of it in the last Boruto manga chapter. So as of this recording, the last Boruto manga chapter is chapter 63. However, I will say this right here. In this chapter, there were moments where reading it, I really got the urge to go back and look at Ada's introduction in the manga. And one of the things that really stood out to me was the fact that Ada kept saying she's a monogamous person, that she's only one person at a time despite the way that she looks. But Code drops a line in there that makes me kind of question whether or not Ada's going to be able to pick between Boruto and Kawaki, which is the fact that Code directly asks her, are you going to be okay with giving up one of your princes? Because Boruto could be somebody that you could fall in love with. And Ada says that she's got her eyes on Kawaki, but she says that Boruto is still cute and dreamy himself. And the thing about that is that from a writing perspective, you don't introduce information like that as throwaway information unless you're going to come back to it at a later point in time. That's something that Kishimoto is pretty notorious about, is dropping statements and then paying them off later on in the actual series. So I'm wondering if we're going to be in a situation where we've already seen the tension rising with Ada and Code, how Ada was reminding Code, like, I told you Boruto was coming, but you did not listen. And she's getting on to him in the chapter before that, in chapter 62, saying that he's being too rough with Kawaki and that he doesn't need to harm him and that he's taking things way too far, way too personal. I'm wondering if Ada, because she's already stronger than Jigen, if Ada doesn't just seduce Code, play with his emotions, and then before he gets his limiters taken off, Ada doesn't just have this dude outright destroyed. I don't think that that's too crazy, because with her character, she's very manipulative, she's very observant, she's got her own set of goals that she's keeping close to her vest. I think that there's more to the character than just her wanting to experience true love. I think that there's more to her than that. And the idea that a character that's able to see all things going on at the same time and all things that happened in the past up to the point of her actual birth, the idea that you're going to waste that character only on her wanting love, I don't buy it. I think that there's something else there. That could be something that goes back to the fact that Amato never even mentioned that Ada had these super powerful abilities. He knows that the cyborgs that he created are still out there. That kind of goes back to the whole thing of people wondering if Ada isn't potentially Amato's daughter, and that Amato just experimented on her, much in the same way that he experimented on Code and Kawaki, which is a reminder that will make Ada a cyborg, not a robot, not an android. Cyborgs are still human. But I say that to say this idea of her turning on Code because she views Code as being expendable, I think that we're building towards that. I think that she's going to have Code take Kawaki to her, and then there's the potential that she gets Kawaki and that feeling of love that she wants, because Kawaki is such a hard individual and he's somebody who is so standoffish. The love that she's looking for is not going to be there. She's going to set her sights on somebody like Boruto, Code is going to want to more than likely feed Kawaki to the Ten Tails, and she's going to draw a line there basically saying, I want both of them. I'm more interested in somebody like Boruto, but I don't want you to feed Kawaki as well. Maybe Kawaki makes a bit of an impression on her. There's something else to that, and I do believe that Code is on his way out. When you look at the way Kishimoto's tended to write stuff in the past, in particular with villains, they've got 2 to 3 years where they're kind of in the picture, and then you get a new villain. I think that we're getting a similar thing here with Code. In the manga, Code's only been around approaching a year. Because this is a monthly manga, I would not be surprised if sometime in 2022, we just get Code written all the way out and that we transition over to somebody else. I think that the puppet master aspect is in full effect right now. I don't think that this Otsutsuki worshiper in Code is going to be something that's going to hold too long of a wait, because there hasn't been enough established in the manga at this point. And we've gotten more development out of that character Ada than we've gotten out of Code in the manga continuity. So I'm going to be very curious to see how, when the anime gets a hold of Ada, what other material the anime adds to the character that will give us more of this information. But where we are right now, I'm on suicide watch with this character of Code. Ada has more abilities that she is keeping from Code on purpose. And that line from Damon that you're my big sister's newest boyfriend, that's one of those things where there's been somebody before Code. I'm wondering if she's not just going to get super tired of that character. I'm very curious to see again, what route does this take? And if this circles back to Amato potentially being an evil character, if this is what it is, if Ada was simply a means to get Code taken out because Code was viewed as being too loyal to the Otsutsuki, and that all this is a part of Amato's plan, the foreshadowing is there because Shikamaru directly has said that he does not trust Amato and that he thinks everything's been going according to Amato's plan. So it is one of those things where a lot of this depends on where you view Amato's loyalties, and if you think that Ada is Amato's child. I personally feel like even if that's not the case, the puppet master is being set up. We know that Code lets his guard down around Ada, and I'm really wondering if Ada doesn't take advantage of that and just replaces him. But then that goes back to the ultimate question: what is Ada's end goal? Is it just to find love? If it is, then Boruto got to take one for the team and smash. And as a teenage boy, Boruto should be jumping for joy at the idea that he gets to lose his virginity and save the world all at the same time. 13-year-old Naruto would absolutely jump at a situation like that. So the boy's winning regardless of how you view it. However, I want to know from you guys, what are you guys' thoughts about this possibility? On a scale from 1 to 10, how high do you think the likelihood is that Ada is going to be able to betray Code, that she's going to come up with a plan and see it through? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.